Hello, I'm Zach Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Tan. Welcome to Hampton Roads Business Weekly. This week we continue our focus on networking.
No matter the size of your business, networking is an essential tool. I spoke with the CEO of Jake's Place, a men's barbering lounge and spa. We talked about the importance of networking when it comes time to grow your business. Atusa, business has been around for several years, and you guys recently decided to expand. How did you guys decide to expand?
Well, it naturally happened because we had our customers calling in and wanting to make appointments, and they pretty much got aggravated. They said, "Well, you don't have an appointment for me." And Jake's Place has been a place where, from the beginning, you could call up and we were able to get you in, and we worked really hard to try to make sure we could accommodate our regular clients. Men are very much last-minute callers for their appointments, and they like to be able to know they can get in.
Yes, we are.
When they want to get in. So we really felt like if we did not expand, then we would not be able to provide that level of comfort that our clients had to be able to call the day of and know that they were taken care of.
So really busting at the seams and saying, we need to do this. You have a location next to you that was able to expand. You guys do that. But as that happens, you guys are going to have to grow, right? And so you then have to get out there. Not that you guys weren't networking before, but now you guys have to network again because you guys have doubled in size, and now you have to do that. What are some of the things that you guys have done to get back out there from a networking perspective, marketing perspective? What do you guys do to get more people into the location?
Well, the major part of Jake's Place success always started with referrals. A lot of providing a good service and making sure that our customers are happy. And we have a referral program that has worked tremendously well for us. And if someone refers you, and we want to encourage you to give us their name of who recommended you to us, and we give you $10 in rewards points right off the bat. And so it's really helped naturally and organically, rewarding our customers to talk about their experience and talk about the amazing experience they had at Jake's Place to their coworkers, to their family members, to their friends, and
well, and they can see it too.
Yeah,
obviously.
and the fact that they're happy is, and knowing that we're going to reward them, they really do talk about and bring other customers in based on referral.
So by doing that, you're not only giving them something that they want and that they value, you're also incentivizing them to do something so that you guys can grow with it.
Yep.
And how do they, so you guys decided to do that. How do you guys then tell people, hey, if you guys want $10 off your next haircut or your next whatever, you can bring people in there? How did you guys decide from a financial standpoint that you were able to leverage that $10 being lost as a growth strategy?
Well, to me, it is the best advertisement dollars I can spend is, walking real customers that are going to talk about their experience at our business and the experience they had, whether it's their haircut or the massage they had or the atmosphere they had it in, the level of service. They are the best people. And I would rather, myself, if I was going anywhere, I would want it to be based on a personal recommendation versus an ad that I might see.
Sure. Anything else that you want to
add? Well, another part of our networking is we've always done a fundraiser for Hope House for the last 10 years that we've been in business, and this year we've changed it up a little bit. We've changed from a fashion show, men's barbering show, to an oyster roast that we're going to have in October. It's October 26th. It is going to be at O'Connor's Brewery. It's all you can eat oysters, picking, beer, and there's going to be some raffles. Just something fun so that our customers can come in, support a great charity like Hope House, and to be able to have a good time and network with each other. And
so bring them to a different location instead of where they typically were, to bring them into a place they might already be, but give them a different reason to go.
Yep, exactly, and it's great networking. A lot of business deals have happened in our lobby at Jake's Place because people know each other, and it's a great relaxed atmosphere where they can be. And this event, I hope, is the same. And whether it's employees coming or business owners or just the community, I want it to be somewhere where people can meet, mingle, and have a good time at the same time.
Sweet, great. Welcome back to Hampton Roads Business Weekly. Right now, let's go to a segment called Customer Service 101. I sat down with Dr. Kathleen Patterson, a professor at Regent University School of Business and Leadership. See why good customer service starts when you put your employees first. Kathleen, what is the key to customer service?
There is one key to customer service, and that is not putting your customers first, which sounds so anti-customer service. The key is actually putting your employees first. If you treat your employees with greatness, you take care of them, you empower them, you trust them, you value them, an incredible thing begins to happen. They take care of your customers. And we see this over and over again, confirmed in research and also confirmed just in the marketplace.
Do you create a playbook for them to follow? How do you teach them to be, because I think a lot of people are worried about employees not, believing in the company and things like that. So what do you do to get them to believe in those things so that you can actually have that be the key to customer service?
Great question, Zach. When you bring employees in, that's the time to say, are we in agreement? Do you believe in what we're doing? That's the moment you either gain a great employee or you gain a rotten employee.
Sure.
But you have to make sure they're on board with who you are, what your values are, what you're doing in the organization, and what your business is about.
So you explain all those things up front so that they understand, are you in or are you not? Here's kind of our checklist of what we want to be, and do you want to be that or not?
Absolutely. And going back when you asked about, do you have all these policies for your employees on how to treat customers, that actually can inhibit what's going on. When you allow your employees, encourage your employees to be frontline for your customers, they are able to act. If you prohibit them with 1,000 rules and procedures,
right,
sometimes they are going through their mind, am I following the rules? Am I following the rules?
Right.
But really, we hire great people. We have common sense approaches. When a customer comes to us and has an issue, we know how to solve it. Just let people solve it.
So really, not micromanage, not make people, let people do what you're hiring them to
Absolutely.
do, so that you don't freak out and say, oh, am I doing this? Was this what the checklist said? Is, Rule 34B said I can't do this, so I better be
And that's
careful.
an inhibitor.
Right.
If you bind your employees, guess what? They cannot act on your behalf. And great companies let employees act on their behalf. One of the more interesting things is to realize if you really want your customers to be happy, your employees need to be happy. And if you are creating great value for your employees, taking care of them physically, mentally, all the components of who a person is, they are more free to act on your behalf. They're all in to what's happening.
I recently did a webcast, and one of the things is about millennials in general,
Yeah.
but it said catered benefits. And so typically people think of benefits for employees to be maybe parking or insurance, maybe 401k. But what we're starting to see is that folks aren't just looking for those things. Maybe it's a list of 10 things and they get to select 5, and maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's access to go to a baseball game, maybe it's those things. And so I think you're right, where you are trying to create an environment where people want to be, so then when these situations do come up, customer service being a key thing, they're ready and willing to produce for the company because they feel like it's their company as well.
Absolutely. If I work for you, Zach, and you have treated me incredibly well, maybe you've given me tickets to Dancing with the Stars or whatever it is, something that you think that I would totally love. If you're investing in me, not just for today, but you're investing into me for my future, I am so loyal to you. I am so loyal to this company. I want to do a great job for you. I'm in the game with you. And that translates to our customer base. I'm going to treat them well. I want to make sure they're happy, they're fulfilled, that they walk away satisfied with what our organization is, what our business is, what our service is.
It's time for Entrepreneur of the Week. Here we highlight local business owners to learn what advice they have for other entrepreneurs. This week we're going to Decorum Furniture, located in the Ghent section of Norfolk.
It's all about your customer. You have got to service your community, you've got to service your customer. Because if you don't do that, you don't have anything.
Thrilled to introduce you to our Entrepreneurs of the Week, Klaus Ehleman and Robert Roman, co-owners of Decorum Furniture and the Palace Shops in Ghent in Norfolk. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
It's great being inside here, and if you haven't actually been inside Decorum Furniture in a while, I think you're in for a huge surprise and a really pleasant one. So talk about what you'll see when you walk inside.
Oh, we've done some amazing changes. We've basically completely rehabbed the building inside and out in the last, what would you say, Robert, last 6-8 months?
Last 6-8 months, yes.
We have removed lots of walls, opened it up with new storefronts. One of the things, and this is something Robert has brought up many, many times, that people never realize how large the store is. So, Robert, what did you say about that?
And I said, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said, we didn't realize that you were 3 floors of furniture. And we wanted to showcase that. So part of the remodeling and the restructuring of the building incorporated a large glass window on the 3rd floor. So now people that would drive by 21st Street and Llewellyn to come here to Decorum will see all of the furniture on the 3rd floor. And we've opened up the 1st floor too to really showcase what our store really is all about.
There are some exquisite pieces inside. Do you have favorites? Do you have favorite rooms or parts?
Well, for me, it's being able to run the whole gamut, from being able to have a sofa that's very affordable for a person who's a millennial, run something that's in the $700 or $800 to $900 range, but also to be able to sell you something that's custom and you can dictate what price you want to pay. Anywhere from $900 to $3,000 or $4,000. But one thing that if I had another nickel was if people say we are so expensive and we just look expensive, because there are a lot of things on our floor that are very reasonably priced.
We just spent our very last nickel remodeling the store. In fact, you could hear the noise going on in the background. You could hear alarm bells go off because it's still very much work in progress.
Hey,
but
a lot
few more
to
weeks, it should be finished.
Let's talk about your personal journey, Klaus, because I know it started in Norfolk, right on this street, and it started in the 1970s, and people might not know this story.
I arrived here in 1975. I was supposed to spend just a few weeks here, setting up a warehouse, wholesale distribution warehouse. And a few weeks later, I was still here, and a few more weeks, I was still here. And then in 1975, we had a pretty severe recession. So business stopped, particularly if you were in the wholesale business, all business stopped. So I came up with the idea of, let's create a retail space because we got to sell what we already have sitting in the warehouse. So in late spring 1975, we opened up on an $800 budget using the inventory we already had on hand and had some incredible Scandinavian pieces, textiles, area rugs, lamps, and augmented that with some American-made sofas, and opened a retail store. And from there just kept growing slowly but surely, with expanding into more and more of the retail space of that building, plus buying vacant buildings next to us and redevelop them and look for local tenants to open their business there.
What kind of advice do you have for people watching this, entrepreneurs to be who want to make their mark, want to make a mark like the two of you are doing?
Well, I think one of the most important things that you can never lose sight of is it's all about your customer. You have got to service your community, you've got to service your customer. Because if you don't do that, you don't have anything. And I really think that's one of the things that pulled us through some very difficult times when the economy tanked. We had an incredible loyal following. And they might have been buying a bedroom set 3 years ago, and now all they can do is buy a dresser. Or they might have bought a dining room table, a whole set, and now they can just replace some chairs, but they kept coming back. They kept us going. And we really focused on making sure that we provided the services and the needs that that community wanted. Kent as a community, Norfolk as a community, and our shopping area here, it's all about working together and make sure that we help each other succeed, because none of us can succeed on our own. However, if we join forces, we work together, we can all succeed together.
Robert, Klaus, some really great words of wisdom for entrepreneurs to be, or those right now starting businesses. So thank you very much for your time and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are back with more Hampton Roads Business Weekly. We hope that our show can be used as a tool or resource for local business owners Another great resource in our area is the weekly journal, Inside Business. Ed Power, publisher of Inside Business, thanks for sharing your office with us today.
Absolutely. Happy to have you guys here.
Times are finally a-changing, and I think business owners are thrilled that that's finally happening. After some really dark times, it looks like things are coming back. Construction projects, good things happening in our area. What are some of those projects, and how can entrepreneurs capitalize on those good things happening?
Well, I think there's probably never been a moment in time in Hampton Roads when business was enjoying more momentum than right now. If you look across the landscape of Hampton Roads, you'll see projects like Bruce Thompson's renovations of the Cavalier Hotel, the historic hotel, and ultimately a new one being built right on the beach. You see much discussion of the arena project in Virginia Beach, which I think will come to fruition. 18,000 seat arena would be a game-changing project for Virginia Beach and for Hampton Roads. And so there's just tremendous amount of activity and momentum in the community right now.
It's so exciting to finally see after some really tough years. And entrepreneurs look to Inside Business for news on these happenings, information, and how do you think that they can use that as an opportunity for their own companies?
Well, Inside Business is really a multifaceted, multimedia company. We have obviously the print publication that comes out every Monday, but then we also have a very robust digital operation with our website and our mobile app and the things we're doing there. And then, of course, we have this tremendous roster of events that we put on every year, which has grown over the last decade tremendously. So I think that where entrepreneurs connect with all that information, what we hear is they see opportunities to connect with other people in the business community, given the things that they see going on through our stories and our coverage. So it's really a great model for supporting and helping the business community grow.
You are always looking for stories, as we are at
Yeah.
Hampton Roads Business Weekly. How do you choose the stories that you choose?
You know, Cheryl, one of the things we do is constantly talk about, frankly, who's sort of hot in the business community. One of our signature issues each year is this issue, the Power List, which the first couple of years we put it out, I jokingly had to write my introduction to it and disabuse people of the notion that it was named after me. And I still
got that.
I still get some teasing about it, but it's not true. But we look at the top 25 ranked top 25 leaders in the community, and then we have another list of 50 additional people. So we have 75 people in this issue every spring, and really, if you read the Power List, you will know what's happening in Hampton Roads in the business community, because it talks about not just the people making things happen, but also the projects they're involved with. So a lot of our ongoing coverage spins off of this.
I think that's a good point. People might say, well, how do I get on that list? I want to raise my hand. How do I get listed and honored in this?
Yeah, and you know, I think it's really has to do with people who are out there making a difference for their businesses, who are moving up in their businesses. Quite often, they're very involved in the entrepreneurial and philanthropic communities, and involved with nonprofits and doing good works in the community. But one of the sort of metrics that we've evolved to in terms of how we evaluate people is, are they creating jobs in Hampton Roads? And if we see that happening, then we definitely look a lot closer at them and consider them for the list.
Any last words for those at home watching, whether they are just starting out or one of those newsmakers that you were talking about?
Yeah, I'd say for people, younger people in the business community, I would tell you to look to Inside Business, the website, Inside Leadership, all these things, the events, all these things we see as business tools. Things that they can use, they can act on. There's information in there about other companies that you may see an intersection with something that you're doing, and pick up the phone, and you never know, you may have a great partnership going forward. So there's that. And then for the people who are in the higher positions in companies around the community, I think, you know, learning lessons from others who have had long careers and some of the things that they've learned and that have helped shape their rise in their careers, I think is always valuable and always worth learning about.
And worth your time, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Ed Power, thank you very much.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Naoma Dourgouzi, our social marketing expert, is back with some more great tips. Take a look.
This is Naoma Dorguzzi with AskNaoma.com, and I believe that projectors are kind of an outdated way to make your presentations these days when there's another option that you can use. If you've heard of Google Chromecast, most people use it at home, but for business, it's only $35 to get this Chromecast, and if you're an organizer trying to organize an event, and you might have to find out what cables and a projector and all the stuff that you have to do, versus if you get a Chromecast, all you need is the Chromecast, which again is $35, an available HDMI outlet into your TV that you can use, and then also an outlet to power up the Chromecast, and that's it. If you're the presenter, all you need to do is bring your laptop, have the Wi-Fi connect to the same Wi-Fi that the Chromecast is set up to, and have the Google Chromecast app on your Google Chrome when you're presenting. So it's very simple to set up, just a few steps, but what you can do is you can share your screen, you could share your presentation as far as slideshows, PDFs, documents, you can show a video that you have on your local desktop, but another great tool that you can do is you can switch between presenters without having to switch cords and switch laptops every time. All the presenters just need to have the same thing, the Wi-Fi, the Google Chromecast app to stream to it, and then you just switch very seamlessly and wirelessly up there. And if you have any further questions, you can go to AskNaoma.com or tweet me at AskNaoma.
That's all for this week's Hampton Roads Business Weekly. You can find the show on Facebook and Twitter at HR Business Weekly or at hrbusinessweekly.com.
For Hampton Roads Business Weekly, I'm Zach Miller.
And I'm Cheryl Tan. We'll see you next week.
Hampton Roads Business Weekly, sponsored by Regent University and produced by ABC 13.